So initiating recording. Okay, great. We'll continue.
Okay, shall we start?
Sendil ji, we can wait for 1 more minute. So
One more minute. Okay.
let all the
Okay.
people join.
Okay.
மோட்டர் ஆன் பண்ணிருடா.
Kindly, all of them, please go to mute.
Meantime, you can see the logo. Gopal's logo is also based on the story that is explained by Sendil. Okay. So, how is ringing the bell? This is the Manunidi Cholan story. Thank you.
Sendil ji, we can start ji.
Okay. So I start from the word Desh. So I already told that the Desh is a ultra micro unit of the Indian subcontinent. So India is, you cannot consider it as a single Desh. It is a multiple Desh. It is formed by customizing the geographical regions after clearing the forest, and it was each and every Desh in India. There are a lot of Desh which is historically mentioned in our literatures. Main Desh are 56 Desh. You know, the
Slide
Akhand Bharat.
7 ji. Please go to
Akhand
slide
Bharat.
7 ji.
Akhand Bharat is considered to having 56 Desh, and apart from that, there are 200 Desh in India. So for each and every these small Desh, there is a Desi cow. So please understand, the Desi cow, there is no single Desi cow in India. So for small, even a small unit of this river subbasins, there is a customized cattle, and which is not crossed with next Desh cow. So all these cows or the goats were indigenous to particular Desh. So they are not moved to other Desh also. So that's why you see lot of Desi breeds in India alone. You can't find this diversity. That's why there are a lot of language, there are a lot of culture. So all these diversity is aroused from that Desh only. So please understand, the Desh doesn't mean the single Desh India. It means that 200, minimum 200 Desh which is existing in India with unique language, environment, weather, culture, geography, and again history. So this is the simple meaning of Desh. So Desi, if you find this word Desi in any part of your country, that means that belongs to that particular region, and you have to identify that Desh. So that is the thing I emphasize here. So please don't bring all the Desi cows. Bringing all the Karnataka Desi cows in a single region, it is foolishness. Bringing all the Maharashtra cows to Madhya Pradesh, or Uttar Pradesh cows to Madhya Pradesh, so that is not scientific. You have to breed those cows in that particular region, which is the point of origin. So we have to identify the point of origin of that particular Desi cow, and you should grow that there only. You should not move. If you migrate, there will be problem for each and every Desi cow. We have seen this in Tamil Nadu. There is a place called Ambur near Tiruvannamalai in near Chennai. So there a farmer he brought 20 breeds of Desi cow from each Desh, from Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. Karnataka, northern Karnataka, Andhra, all the cows he brought, and for one or two cows for fancy, and he created a kind of museum in his farm. And one by one, each breed, they got sickness. And later he found that the herbs found in this particular place in Ambur, which is alien for all the other cows. And those cattle, they ate the cow and they ate the herbs and they got sickness. So that's the thing. So you should not assemble all the desi cows in one place from north to south. Each desh has its own desi cow, you grow it there. Don't migrate them. So that is my humble request. And so I hope you understand the word desi, what it means. So I go to next slide. So grain storage. So this is a bamboo basket. It's a not so small basket. It is a 6 feet tall basket. It is filled with grains, and it is pasted with cow dung outside and inside. So this is the best packing material in the world. You can store it as a packing material for 5 years. Even 5 years you can use this. No pest will come to that grain. The germination will also be there. It will not affect the germination also. There will be good aeration and also good pest repellent is there. So this kind of grain storage is found throughout India. So this is found, this I shot in Tanjavur, Kaveri Delta of Tamil Nadu. So next slide. So this is another kind of seed packaging. You know, so this is a paddy straw, which is made into a thread-like structure, and it is made into a cylindrical structure, and the grain is put inside, and it is sealed with cow dung. So this can be stored for 2 to 3 years without any pest damage, and also with 100% seed viability. So this is a traditional thing, and this is necessary for our agriculture. So next slide. So this is cow. We know there are Devadas. 33,000 Devadas are living in cow. We know, and that's why it is called as holy thing. All the Devadas we worship either by Vedic hymn or by in the temples. All they reside in divine cows. The humpful desi cow. In the hump, the Brahma is residing. That's why it is having a creating power. So our desi cow. So the humbless cows are they are called as non-Brahman cow in Brazil. So non-Brahman cows, they don't have this creating power. So next slide. So desi, in each and every desi cow, you can find colors, various colors. Even you may be noticing this in even cat, dog. You have these kind of colors. You see, there are black, pure black color cow is there, pure red color cow is there, and a pure white cow color cow is there, and ash color cow is there, and light red color cow is there, brown color cow is also there. So this is, and mixed shades are also available, but commonly there are 5 colors. So they are called, you know, Krishna go. Black is called Krishna go, and white is called Sweda go. Red is called something like I forgot the name, exact name. In Tamil Nadu we call it as in different name. So like that, you have different names for cow, and all the 5 cows are essential. Out of which the brown color cow is prized a lot. No, brown color cow is very good to have it in your home or in your farm. So that each and every colored cow, the milk, the curd, then you know, dung, the cow mutra, all these things are taken from each colored cows for preparing Panchagavya. So, but in the brown color cow, you can use all the products of a single cow. So there is a significance for taking the milk products or even the go products like cow dung and go mutra from colored cow. So it is there are big literature you can find, and we will see it later. So this thing for each and every desi cow have all the 5 colors. But predominantly there are some breeds like Sindhi. You know Sindhi breed. It belongs to the province Sindh, Saindav Desh. In Mahabharata time, it is called Saindava Desh. Or now even you see this Senda Namak, the salt which is extracted from rivers of Indus in Sindh province. They are called Senda Namak. So Sindh province, you have Sindhi cow. So these Sindhi cow predominantly they are red. But even within the Sindhi cow, there are other colors, but predominantly they are red. They are red. 95% they are red color breed. But there will be white, there will be black, but it is rare. And so each and every breed has this predominancy in one color and rarity in some other color. So you can find in all the breeds throughout India, in all the desh. So next slide. So this is in Tamil. I don't have time to translate this into all the desh into English, but you can see it in Hindi or in other language also. There are 56 desh in Bharata Varsha. So Bharata Varsha, what is the Varsha? Varsha means rain. So Bharata Varsha means the Varsha. The Bharata means Ba means Surya, sun, Surya. So the place which is having common rains, which is created by the sun, and you can shortly understand the wherever you see this monsoon, the southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. The places in Asia which is getting southwest and northeast monsoon, they are called as Bharata Varsha. So that is the thing. You may know there's a Jambu Dvipa. The Dvipa means island. Jambu means it's a fruit, jamun. So within Jambu Dvipa, there are 9 regions which can be differentiated with its rainfall pattern. So Bharata Varsha is one of the Varsha out of that 9 in Jambu Dvipa. So like that, there are various Varshas like Hari Varsha, Ilavrita Varsha, Hemakuda Varsha. Like that, there are 9 Varshas within Jambu Dvipa. So Bharata Varsha is one of the Varsha which is getting rainfall with monsoon. So this is the classification. So the Bharata Varsha is normally now called as Akhanda Bharata. So within Bharata Varsha, there are 3 major regions. So one is called Brahmavarta. Brahmavarta is north and northwest of India, including Pakistan. So that is called Brahmavarta. Brahmavarta, there are 17 nations. And you can see this in Kashmira, Madra, Gandhara, Parpara, Vanayu, Sindhu Desh, Sauvira Desh, Malava Desh, Gurjara Desh, Avanti Desh, Dasarna Desh, Vidarbha, Abira, Salava, Trigartha, Kekeya, Vrada. So these are 17 days found in Brahmavarta. So this is north and northwestern parts of India. So next to east of the Brahmavarta is Aryavarta. Aryavarta is middle and also middle north part of India and some parts of Gangetic Plain. So that is 23 days are there in the Aryavarta. It is Baghli Desh, Kuru, Surasena, Kundala, Matsaya, Kunti, Nishada, Sedi, again Nishada, Kosala, Panchala, Nepala, Arata, Otra, Pragjodisha, Kamaruba, Anga, Videha, Vanga, Mahada, Heheya, Kamboja, Aruna. So Aruna is finally is Arunachal Pradesh. So these 23 days are found in Aryavarta. And the next thing is Dakshinapada. Vindhya, south of Vindhya. There are 16 broader desh which is listed in the ancient text. The first is Utkala, Kalinga, Yavana, Kongana, Maharashtra, Kulinda, Andhra, Karnataka, Dravida, Chera, Chola, Pandya, Kerala, Tulu, Ela, and Simala, including Sri Lanka. So it is listed in the Dakshinapada of this Bharatavarsha. So these are 56 broad desh found in Bharatavarsha. Apart from this, there are 200 sub-desh within these 56. They are divided again into 2-3 minor desh within each and every desh. So around 200 desh were listed in the Bharatavarsha. So for each and every desh, there is a customized desi breeds in cattle, in go, and also all the other cattle breeds. You have a customized animals, customized varieties of each and every crop, cereals, pulses, vegetables, fruits. Mango. The mango from Uttar Pradesh to Kanyakumari, you have a lot of varieties, and you can find a typical variety in each and every dish. So that's the desi fruit. Desi fruit for each and every dish. You cannot grow UP fruit in Tamil Nadu with healthy condition. It is difficult. Himam Pasand is a variety in North India, especially UP, Madhya Pradesh region. It was originally found. You cannot grow Himam Pasand in Tamil Nadu with a healthy condition. So it will get lot of pests. So like that, all these 200 desh have a typical variety breed of each and every flora and fauna. So cow is not indifferent. So that is the thing you have to understand. What is this? Desi, you have to understand. So this next slide. So this is again Umbala cherry breed, which is found in Kaveri Delta of India, Kaveri Delta of Tamil Nadu, which is belonging to Chola country, the Chola Desh. Chola Desh is one of the 56 Desh of Bharatavarsha. So this is the breed of Chola Desh. This is Desi breed of Chola Desh. Even in Chola Desh, there is another Desi breed in the western part of Chola Desh, which is called Manapari breed. So, so like that, you have to understand for each and every Desh in India. So next slide. So this is the cattle rearer. His occupation is cattle rearing. He goes with the cattle for 8 months to every district, and he grazes the cattle, and he settles in the higher region during the flood. So this is a kind of culture you can find all throughout India. So next slide. So this is a statue which is found commonly in parts of western Tamil Nadu and also in eastern Tamil Nadu in Chola Desh, and also in Chera Desh in western Tamil Nadu. So this is a Pasupatinath. In North India, it is called the statue of Pasupatinath. Cattle is giving milk to Shivlinga. So next is also in another temple. So here, so cow and temple are indifferent. You cannot separate a cow from a temple. Temple, actually, the temple is only centered with a cow. Actually, cow identifies the temple. The divine power in a land, geographical area is identified by the cow while settling in a forest. So this is how the temples were identified in the forest, and later they were built into big temples, and the people were making settlements around the temple. This is a thing we have to understand. The cow is a center point in identifying the human settlements while clearing forests from ancient times. Next slide. So this is a typical temple of western Tamil Nadu. You can see this kind of temple surrounded by a wooden wall, the stone walls. So inside the stone wall, people will put the cow to reside, and surrounding that this temple wall, people will build their settlement. So next slide. So this is, so many people from Tamil Nadu will understand, but means people from North India, they may not understand. So this is the form of Subramanya. So Subramanya is a deity. Kartikeya, it is called, he is called also as Kartikeya in North India, parts of West Bengal, Bihar, and the Gangetic Plains. So Subramanya, this form is, he is a cow herder. In Tamil Nadu, he is worshipped as a cow herder in Palani, and he is having he is not having any weapons. He is having a stick in his hand to manage the cows. This is the form of cow herder for Subramanya in Tamil Nadu. There are a lot of forms. This is one of the typical and famous forms in India, in Tamil Nadu. Cow herder. So next slide. So Panchagavya. So out of Desi cows, we the daily the people in all the temples, they prepare this Panchagavya, because I already told the temples are center of any town or village. The Desi cows only identified the settlement region in the forest, and after that identification, that place is centered, and they build the temple there, and settlements will happen around that cow herd. So after that, the shrines are worshipped, and daily the cow herd, the cow products, all the cow products were taken, and it is used for Abhisheka in the temples. This is the older custom of the temple, but now the temple have become alienated, and there is no cows. Throughout India, you can see very few temples are having cow herds. There is no cow herd, and without cow herd and Panchagavya, there is no temple. The Panchagavya was given as the Abhisheka Dravya in temples, and it is given as a tirtha or prasada for people, and by taking this, people are living long and very healthy. But now irrigating this cattle in the temple, Desi cattle in the temple, we are bringing all sorts of diseases. So no Panchagavya is given as a prasada or tirtha in most of the temples in South India, and I don't know about North India, but each and every temple should grow Desi cow of that particular region, and they should take the Abhisheka for the deities, and they should give us the prasada. So this is the thing, and this is the formula for making Panchagavya, and for Abhisheka, and also for prasada. So, but this is not much in practice. We have to bring it to practice. The next slide. So this is the Panchagavya. If you prepare this Panchagavya with the formula, which was shown previously, 35 gram of cow dung, 35 ml of cow urine, cow milk, 245 ml, and curd 105 ml, ghee 35 ml, and kusha grass water, darba, kusha grass water. It's kusha grass, 7 kusha grass dipped in water for overnight, and 75 ml of water should be taken. So this is used for making this Panchagavya. So it will come around 450 to 500 ml. So this is used for Abhisheka. Immediately it should be used. It can't be stored and used. It should be immediately used. And this Panchagavya, you may know about the Aushadam prepared from Panchagavya through Nagpur Govignan Anusandhan Kendra. There are a lot of Panchagavya products, starting from soap, grita, etc. But the fresh Panchagavya is very much best, and it is having lot of microbes which are accumulated from that particular region or particular dish, from the soil to the cow's stomach, and the cow's stomach, it digests and it's giving all the waste and the digested product into as a cow dung, and this cow dung is having a lot of beneficial microbes, microflora, which is very much essential for human beings. You can see in the next slide. So this is that is called gut biome. So the gut means the part from your stomach to your colon. It means in the stomach you have this big intestine, large intestine. So up to that part you call it as gut. This gut is having a 500 to 1,000 species of these microbes, which are highly beneficiary to human immune system, and also for development of each and every tissue in our body. All these species, there are 500 to 1,000 species of biome, microbiome, microbes in our stomach, and they have population of 40 trillion. That means 40 lakh crore. 40 lakh crore microorganisms are dwelling in our gut, from our mouth to large intestine. So these microbes are responsible for our immunity and also for growth. What we eat in our food, like vitamins, minerals, carbohydrate, everything, they are directly taken, directly assimilated by our body, just 0.1% is assimilated in our body. All these vitamins, mineral, protein, everything. Rest of the 99.9% of our food material we take is digested by this gut biome, or these 500 to 1,000 species of microbes populating around for 30 lakh crore in our biome. They digest this food what we take, and the byproduct of the waste, the waste generated by the microbe after taking them is used by our body for building our tissues, every tissue in our body. So this is a symbiotic relationship between us and this gut biome, and this gut biome is enriched, maintained, and supported, protected by Panchagavya. So that's why cow is a part of our life, family. So without this Panchagavyam, you cannot protect your gut biome. And this gut biome research was initiated in late starting part of 21st century, and in 2014, after 2014, the international scientific, medical, even the medical community, they found gut biome is much essential, and they started protecting this gut biome by giving the milk products like cow milk and the cow curd. The dahi. Dahi is very much essential for the protection of gut biome. And nowadays they found every disease is related to gut biome. The deficiency of gut biome is leading to one or other form of disease. This is the research outcome in last 6 years. So though the Govindnya Anusandhan Kendra in Nagpur is working for a long time in Panchagavya and Panchagavya products, they are finding it difficult to relate the effect of the Panchagavya and Panchagavya products with the curing ability, because they don't find this link, this missing link, gut biome. So if we link this gut biome and essentiality of gut biome, and then we will see this Panchagavya and cow is the elixir for human health. So that thing we have to realize, and this is a new scientific evidence for Panchagavya and ultimately the Desi cow. So each and every Desi cow, they acquire this microbes from our soil and to their stomach, and they give it to our stomach, through its Panchagavya. So if you are born in somewhere in northern Karnataka and you are having the Desi cow, and if you take that, you become the son of the soil, because the microbes found in that soil, it is coming indirectly through cow and cow products into our body, and it is building you. And you are you are ultimately you are a son of that microbe, because people found that 99.9% of the nutrition is arrived from the digested product of this microbe. So you become the son of soil if you eat those, if you take those Desi cow Panchagavya from your birthplace. That is essential. So the nativity is essential, because your mother and father, they produced their body from that particular place by living for a long time, for generations together they are living, and they are acquired that microbiome or the microbes from that soil only. So if you migrate, then you may lose some products, some microbes in your body. So that lacuna have to be fulfilled only by the Panchagavya of your Desi cow of your native place. So that is the thing. So we have to realize, and we have to protect all these Desi cows for this purpose. And in future, this gut biome research and gut biome therapy will be the foremost thing to be put forth by this allopathy community. And finally, from culture, our culture, this is the Desi Gau Panchagavyam will be our solution. So the allopathy community will put these microbial products into tablet, but our solution is in the Desi Gau. So for this, we have to protect this Desi Gau, and that only will sustain our health and also our living and also our soil. So this thing we have to keep in mind. And
G, 1 minute.
next slide.
G, 1 minute. G. See, first of all, thank you everyone for extending. I think we will need some more time. Request you to continue for some more time if possible. And then secondly, right, we will be again getting kicked out of the meeting. We will be starting again so that we can come back and join once G finishes his talk. We can also have time for Parichay and then question and answer as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Please continue.
Okay. So next slide, you can see this cow vibhuti. Vibhuti is prepared from, in Tamil Nadu, vibhuti is prepared from the cow dung mixed with a herb, certain herb. It is a kind of scentful herb which is mixed with this cow dung, and it is used for preparing vibhuti. And vibhuti is basma. Basma is used as a ultimate prasada from any temple in South India and also in North India. So this is very much essential. It's again a product of this gut biome. So this gut biome, this cow dung is the product of the gut biome, and again the vibhuti is the ultimate product of the gut biome. It is the micro particles of vibhuti is made because of the digestion of the gut biome. And this vibhuti is used for cleaning our bodily problems, especially our endocrine system, especially this pituitary and pineal gland inside or below our brain, inside our forehead. So that pineal and pituitary gland is essential for our body, and essential for our divinity. And so that thing, that essential part of our body is helpful in understanding our the divinity. So that divinity is ultimately realized because of vibhuti. So again, cow becomes the divine because of this only. So this we have to realize, and we should use pure vibhuti to realize our divinity. The human body is divine, but we have to put vibhuti continuously each and every part of the day, and at one part of the time you will realize the divinity in your body. So the godliness you will know, and Vibhuti will be the ultimate thing which will give you the divinity. So next, so this is the small thing. So agriculture is the axis of the world, and main axis will be the cow. So next slide. So thank you. So thank you very much for the opportunity for Gopals to sharing my 15 years knowledge on this cow and sustainable farming. And I request all of them to identify your Deshi cows and please protect them. And it is very, very essential for our future. If we lose each and every breed of Deshi cow or Deshi cereal, Deshi pulse, we will be in difficulty in future to sustain our living. So because the energyless world will come, because this fastest energy and fastest communication world will end up soon in 100 years or 50 years, I don't know. But in future, the sustainability is only based on our all Desi products. And again, you remind the word Desi is the particular Desh, native to that particular Desh. Thing which is native to the particular Desh is Desi. You cannot nationalize the Desi, the word Desi. So the present India is different, and Desi, the word Desi and definition of Desi is different. So please understand, and thank you.
Ji, thank you, Ji.
Thank you.
Ji, I think we will drop off in a few minutes. Okay, I request everybody to join back again so that we can have a introduction. We can also have some background